Hello, my name is Janice Gordon and I am the problem solver. I'd like to talk to you about social selling. This is a means of building relationships, and it's become so much more important in the sales environment, and we're all salespeople if we're in business, to actually build relationships, to build valued relationships with your most valued customers or your most valued target of customers. So it's really important for you, first of all, to identify who you want to build a relationship with and understand what kind of channels they're already operating. So it's not about directly selling to the customer. It's actually more about putting in front of them things that they're already interested in. So how do you know your potential or existing customer are interested in these things? Because you're looking at ways of listening to the customer. It's called social listening. So if your customer's on Twitter, on LinkedIn, or on Facebook, it's actually about looking at what content they're putting out, what questions they might have, what forums that they may be operating in. So once you understand your profile of customer and you understand where they're communicating and you understand the kind of messages that they're sending out, the kind of questions, the kind of information they're interested in, the kind of problems that they have, then all you do is you make sure that you service those problems, those issues, those questions, that you're actually speaking your customer's language and making sure that you're informing them with things they want to be informed about. So this is why the listening is really important and understanding your customer's needs. So it's not about you. We haven't even talked about your company and what you're offering. We're actually looking at what the customer wants and what the customer needs. So think about in your company, how are you listening to your customer? Do you really understand what channels they're operating in and what they're communicating? If not, then you may need to set up some means of listening to your customer. There are companies that have built their whole sales operations on educating the customer, so that they have a whole series of white papers, blogs, free ebooks, lots of information that the customer can download, so that they become the knowledge centre. They become the experts in the field. They're the first point of call that the customer will go to when they want information, they want products, and they want services around a particular IP, intellectual property. So once you're clear about what you are selling, then how can you package that up so the customer sees you as the go-to place? So it may be webinars, it may be ebooks, it may be white papers, it may be blogs, but you need to get that information out in the customer's environment where they're going to see it, where they're going to have a need for that type of knowledge. Customers want to buy from you, they don't want to be sold to. And so there are other ways of doing it, and you have to invest time, energy, building content, understanding the customer in order to bring your customer along. Google did some research that it used to be about 6 to 8 touch points. These are opportunities that customers get to see your brand or information. They need to have touch points, contacts with you, at least 12 before they're going to buy from you. Now it's quite expensive for you to keep being in front of your customer, and so that's why it's important for you to create great content for your customer and put it in front of your customer. So put it in your customer's environment. Where do they hang out? Start to think about how you can build relationship, how you can build your profile, how you can build your expertise, how you can build yourself up as the go-to company that people want to buy from, rather than you selling to your customer. The first thing is you really need to understand who your customer is, the profile of your customer. You really need to understand what their needs are. Then you can actually start to look at systems and processes, putting together a strategy to make sure you fulfill the customer's needs. And that isn't selling to them, that's building the relationship. Social selling is one of the ways that you can actually do that. This is Janice Gordon, the problem solver.